Hey everybody, Dr. Ray here, and today we're going to talk about why you still would possibly get a console when you can play most exclusive games on a PC. So let's talk about it. And just so you know, I'm specifically really talking about Xbox here because Microsoft is putting all of their exclusive Xbox games onto PC. Obviously, PlayStation's doing that a little bit, but kind of lagging behind Microsoft is how they do it. And Nintendo, no, they're not totally not doing that at all. So we're really talking about Xbox here. So why would you do that? When you have this PC, why would you potentially, go out and spend more money and get an Xbox? So let's talk about reasons why you would do it and why I probably will still continue to buy the consoles, even though I have a really powerful, great PC. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. All right. First of all, one of the big things is that the games are actually made for Xbox. So these exclusive games, the best version, like the game is made for a controller, they're made for Xbox. So they're going to play best usually on an Xbox system. Now, where this makes the most sense is for those people that don't have high-end PCs. Like I have a $5,000 computer, but not everyone has that. In fact, most of my students have very low-end PCs or just able to game on them. So spending that, $500 or so on a new console that's going to run the games perfectly is actually a pretty good investment for them. So one is for people who just don't have high-end PCs, want to get a system that's going to play the games for the next several years. It's guaranteed until the next console comes out to play the games well. So that's another great thing about it. So there's definitely a reason there. So that's a huge reason, right? Next thing. My laptop, and I do have a laptop, but I don't move it. It's almost like a standalone PC. Or if you just have a standalone PC, like I enjoy playing my console games in my living room. Well, we actually have a playroom that's like a TV room kind of, and that's where I want my console games. I don't want my console game to be in my office. I don't want to play it in here. I want it to literally be in a separate room, and I don't want to have to move my laptop every time I want to do that and rehook it up. I just want everything to be set up. And on top of that, if you're someone like me that has kids, my kids aren't allowed to touch my PC. And I want them and I don't want them in my office either. So I don't want them playing in my office, and parents don't want their kids in their office or with their good PC. So go play in another room. So that's one other great reason why a console is such a great thing for someone like me, is that I want it in a different room. I want to have it in like my living room or my spare room or whatever. And I want my kids to be in that room and play it in that room, or guests or whoever's playing, not to be in my office, not to be on my PC. All right. And to go on that, if you're a parent and your kids want a computer, you're not buying them a good gaming machine. So it's much cheaper as a parent to just buy my kids a gaming machine, especially if I have like 3 kids, which I do. They all just can play the Xbox. I don't need to buy 3 Xboxes. So it is much cheaper in that regard as well. Next thing, backwards compatibility. The ability to play, like if you have the Xbox One and you're buying the new Xbox, to be able to play the old games can be a big factor for a lot of people. And then my final reason, you just think the console itself is cool, it's nice, it has a good ecosystem, and you like that. You're used to it, and it's very comforting for you. So that's a great option for people. You just don't want to go buy a high-end PC to be able to play these games. So I think that Microsoft is doing an excellent job in creating an ecosystem for people and giving people choice. I think the new Xbox is really cool and definitely worth getting if any of these reasons make sense for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Those are just some reasons why I believe someone would still want a console in the age where the exclusives are all also coming to PC. Later on.